She'd grown up on a farm, nothing this big, comes to Kansas, falls in love with Kansas, and starts through a couple of friends learning to do some oil painting.
Betty Herman, but she would see me sketching. She said, I'll take you to Topeka and kind of get you started what you need. And I would get my stuff out and get him breakfast and get him off to work. And then I'd try to paint some on the table.
But boy, what really turned her on was Bob Ross.
Titanium white, for example, is very opaque.
And Jerry Arnell at KTWU.
What is the complement to green? Red.
What's your painting meant to you through the years? What's it been for you?
Well, I think surprise and creation and my love of doing it and trying to learn. I bought books, studied perspective and different things.
And she blossoms as an artist. People around here start buying her paintings.
Actually, I was become well known, pretty well known over the country. Our banker then wrote a big article about how fortunate we were to have such a talented person.
I have one of them there on the wall.
It's a horse picture here.
She painted for me. So natural and just authentic. I just told other people about it, and some of them got more interested, so it just kind of mushroomed.
But the painting really became, I think, the thing to say, I'm somebody and I'm really good at something. My uncle bought a Chevy pickup, I think the first new vehicle he ever bought. She did a sketch of that and then turned that into a painting of him doing what he did out in the back of that pickup, throwing hay out to cattle in deep snow in a Kansas winter time. She, at the very end, gave away quite a few paintings and then hated that she gave them away. They were like children to her. It's like the time she had this real pretty, they had over forever in their dining room, a painting, biggest one I've ever seen her do with 3 flowers. And she had somebody commissioned, when the lady she'd done it for died, my aunt went to the estate sale and Aunt Ann got in a bidding war with a guy to buy this painting. She wound up paying quite a bit to get it back. Well, the guy she'd been in the bidding war with, he was mad. And she went and said, look, I'm the artist who did this and I just really wanted it back. That didn't placate him. She said he was still really mad at her.
I bought this beautiful hibiscus flower painting of Anne's that she painted, and I've loved this picture from the day I saw it at an art show in Burlingame, Kansas, and she won Best of Show with it.
Watercolor?
I think this one is, and she was typically an oil painter.
One of my favorite ones is a sepia tone that really kind of captures solitude of this area. After they passed, one night I was sitting outside here under a tree, and I normally live in Fort Worth, hustle, bustle. And I'm out here and there's this solitude and peace and quiet. Hear a train whistle in the distance, and I thought, that's why they loved being out here so much. She would have loved that even more people than have her paintings experience them.
Rocks that she painted on, and my grandma loved cardinals. And as soon as I saw these, I knew they were meant to be as well. And I think most of them, at least one is signed.
Sometimes you're in the middle of stuff and you don't see the forest for the trees. I think she would want people to go, wow, we do live in a really cool place, especially people who are out farming, live in a rural area, or even people who just appreciate the landscape when they're not too busy to do it. I think that's a lot of what she would want.